So I know like obviously with COVID, everything's different, but can you guys give me like a perspective of what a typical day looks like as an NTSM student? And also like, how is the rigor there? How is the competition at NCSM? Um, and also like, how many APs do students usually take at NCSM compared to your previous high school?
I would say that first of all, with the APs, a lot of classes at NCSM are valued as college level classes, even though they don't have that AP name or that like little AP like symbol in front of them. They are the same level of rigor as AP classes, if not more. So don't worry about taking a ton of APs here, because at my old school, if I had not chosen to go to NCSM, I would have taken more APs than I do take now. But my classes are just as hard, if not harder, than they would have been if I had stayed at my home school. And as for a typical day, at least for me this past semester, I would wake up around 8, 8:15, 7:45, depending on the day. Sometimes I would go to breakfast at the GSM cafeteria. If I was at school, when I was at home, it was different. But then I would have usually classes in the morning and the afternoon with a lunch break, and sometimes I would have free walks as well. And then usually after school, I would start on my homework or hang out with some friends. But I will say the community of NCSM is very helpful for doing work, because everyone has these hard classes, everyone has this rigor. So we're all trying to, get our work done in time and do it good. So a lot of my friends would like to study in the library together, and I would go for a run some days, eat dinner with my friends in the PFM, or if it was still light out, we could walk to nearby Ninth Street and grab something to eat at one of the restaurants. And then we would usually hang out in the evening, play some ping pong, some pool, just hang out. And then usually on weekdays, you have to be in your room and in your hall by 10 p.m. for check. And then after that, I would finish up any homework and I would go to bed. So, yeah.
And if
All
no one
right.
else wants to talk about the uh, actual on campus Shashank, it might be helpful for you just to give a quick overview of how the online program works.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like that's a good idea. So for online, a lot of people have this myth that NCSSM online being part of the program is essentially taking twice the amount of classes, which is definitely not true. I don't think any of us would survive if we had to take like 16 classes a year. NCSSM online, how it works is we take 1 or 2 extra classes per semester through the online program, while keeping the standard for classes per semester in high school. Or some schools have like 8A, B day, 8 classes. However your school works, you keep the same number of same number of classes in your home school while adding 1 or 2 classes in online. And they have weekly meetings. It's not a daily class or anything. You have your weekly webinars with your teacher, and depending on the teacher, they'll assign various amounts of work over the week for you guys to accomplish. And again, online has it has a large variety of classes. Like there's a lot of research classes, there's humanities classes, I believe there's some music classes. So you have a lot of variety in the course load that you can pick, and obviously that's going to change the amount of work that you have to do over the week. I'm taking uh, the computational science course load at my time here, so that mainly consists of weekly labs, 2 labs per week, to sit in front of a computer, code it out, and send it back. And so sometimes my weekends would be a little bit full with finishing them. Sometimes if you space it out during the week, it'll make it a little bit easier. But in terms of the daily thing, it's not necessarily a daily commitment. Although maybe spending, I don't know, half an hour a day, if you want to space it out to ease your course load over the week, would be a good idea.
But does NCSM have the same issues such as like alcohol and drug abuse, or would you say it was like it's like a more academically inclined environment?
I would definitely say that NCSSM is most certainly a hyper competitive STEM school. You know, we actually don't have class rank at NCSSM just because it is such a competitive environment. And, you know, when any situation that you're in, it really is, you know, what you make of it. Definitely, you know, focusing on your schoolwork, you know, getting your work done, doing your very best. That is always important when you're, you know, in a new situation, away from, you know, your parents who've been there to look out for you, and, you know, just making sure that you have, you know, a good group, a good solid group of people that, you know, you feel like you can depend on when you're at school. I think that that is, you know, it's really important, and it's crucial to success at NCSSM.
I agree with what Uma said. That NCSSM definitely is what you put in, and because it's a new living, for residential. We were only on there for 6 weeks, but it is what you put in, and it's something to get used to. But I think that, like, if you end up bonding with your hallmates, your classmates, and just people in your clubs and other activities that are outside of your classes. And it's a lot of fun to get to know people, because you end up finding from all over the state, you find people that are like you. And it's a really welcoming, open environment, in terms of, like, socially, I guess. I don't know. But I really enjoy it, being on campus, and I can't wait to go back.